So E3 happened this year. We actually posted an article about this today as well. And today is not going to be a really fancy video, only because I'm pressed for time and getting this out to be a time-sensitive video. And I have other things I have to do today. Matter of fact, this is cutting into my workout time. Regardless of which, I'm Zeno coming from Essence of Zen. I'm going to give you my thoughts and impressions on E3 and what I was intrigued by, what I was impressed by, and what I was also disappointed by. Spoiler alert, just to avoid clickbaity thought. To me, Microsoft had the best show at E3 this year. Now, I use the word show specifically because that's kind of what E3 is. It's a show. You showcase certain things, but anyone who's watched E3 since about 10 years ago know that E3 is no longer what it's cracked up to be about. You have games that are showcased, and then when we get those games and we get them in our hands, they don't play or look or move or resemble anything like they looked like at an E3 conference. Because of that, take everything with a boulder of salt. You know, we got to see things, but they're all, as Pro Jared likes to say, sizzle reel. There's not a lot of actual gameplay that is pure unedited gameplay specifically, you know, for us to get our fingers wet in. Overall though, the things that impress me the most, the things that has me hyped, is mainly that of Anthem. Anthem is probably gonna be my to-buy game. I'm gonna buy that because it looks amazing, it looks great, it looks like that's what Mass Effect Andromeda should have been. Not literally in terms of story and mechanics, but the design, the look, animations, that's where it should have gone. As well as Days Gone looks more interesting, though to me it looks like a rehash of Last of Us done with motorcycle gang people, but that's fine. Last of Us was amazing, and Days Gone looks just as amazing with actual more zombie-like rather than, you know, parasitic plant-like people zombies, which again, you know, fine, distinguish yourself, but let's not beat around the bush. Especially the demo showcased at E3 where we saw the main character going to get his friend or brother or ride brother or other gang member, etc. That's all we know. Like, it looks like Last of Us, Joel going to go get Ellie or someone else. The other big, oh my goodness, was that of Monster Hunter coming to PlayStation 4 and PC. I think it may also get an Xbox One release. I'm not sure. I can't remember just from off the top of my head. But look, all right. When Monster Hunter moved from the PlayStation to Nintendo, I was heartbroken. I still enjoyed Monster Hunter, Try, whatever, and a lot of the other Monster Hunter games when it went to 3DS or DS in general. It was still fun, but nothing beat this, because it evolved. The graphics over on the Wii and the DS looked like the same graphics on the old PlayStation, and that's fine. The game mechanics were still great, but now we're getting this actual true evolution of Monster Hunter. I am a big Monster Hunter fan, and I'm glad to see it becoming this nice and more polished with extra mechanics like freaking zip lining and rope pulling and camouflaging, and it looks amazing. I am so hyped for Monster Hunter, and the fact that it's coming to PC, oh, I'm hyped. Now, in terms of disappointments, there's not a lot of games or things that disappointed me, but in terms of shows, Sony and Nintendo were kind of underwhelming, in my opinion at least. And I get it, you know, Nintendo is hitting it out of the park with the Switch right now. They're actually listening to their fan base, their consumers. They're getting ready to actually get into the pro-competitive gaming market and actually support and push the members of their Nintendo community to do these things, especially with something like Pokken Tournament and etc. That's good. And with Sony, they're riding high as the top console gaming manufacturers and gaming community right now, just killing it. So they ain't got to do much for E3. They didn't have anything to really prove at E3 because they're already sitting on these high platforms riding high. I just don't want them to slip up and fall and basically, you know, have a PS3 kind of incident or Wii U incident. So while you're riding high, guys, stay strong and stay committed. Don't start slipping. But their shows are very underwhelming. Sony didn't really showcase too much new stuff. We still saw what we saw, you know, previously. Gears of War, God of War, Days Gone. We know there's doing the Uncharted DLC thing. Just not much to really write home about. When it comes to Nintendo, you know, we saw more Mario Odyssey, which it looks good, but it's Mario. We've seen it already. We got more information about Breath of the Wild DLC, mainly being more gear and equipment and fancy masking clothing with this, which is cool and everything. And then they go to this other DLC for Breath of the Wild, and it just plays the music, and it's called like the Ballad of the Champions. And I'm thinking, this better not be music DLC. I wanted to see some story. I wanted to possibly see us playing as those champions. Possibly more flashbacks of you playing as Link, interacting with those champions. Probably playing as Zelda, commanding those champions. I don't know. But if it's just freaking music, i.e. the name Ballad of the Champions or whatever, and all they showcased was what was the name of those... the species, the bird people, playing his little accordion, and that's it. I was really disappointed by that. But the biggest news from Nintendo, in my opinion, was the fact that when Rocket League is coming to the Switch and it's going to be cross-compatible with, I do believe, the Xbox One players. Not big on my list. It's not my cup of tea, but it's a massive market. A lot of gamers love it, and I'm pretty sure this is the right move for anyone who enjoys Rocket League. But the number one thing is just being confirmed that we're getting a core Pokemon Switch game. And I thought it was going to release this year. Likely it's going to be released next year, as they stated with the whole little, we're working on it, you know, be patient type of thing. But other than that, underwhelming. But why do I think Microsoft had the best show? It's mainly because they had something for everybody. They not only showcased their new console, which I don't really care about, again, PC gamer, but I think it's a good move in terms of the power and what it has for console gamers. Now, speaking on that, one thing that I do hate the most when it comes to console gaming communities, especially like the ecosystem, the market, the economics of console gaming, is this one console, three version BS that we've been getting a lot lately. And it's not just Microsoft. So you get the PlayStation 4, you get the Xbox One. Then you get the PS4 Slim, you get the Xbox One Slim. Then you get the PS4 Pro, and then you have the Xbox One X, which is a stupid name, by the way. They should have just named it Scorpio, Xbox One Scorpio or Xbox Scorpio. It's a cooler name than just abbreviating it back to Xbox. That's actually kind of cool if they did that on purpose. But everyone is actually going with Zox or Xbonix. You know, is but I do not like this in between substantial you bought one console, then you probably bought the slimmer version of the console, and then we want you to buy this. It doesn't make sense to me. I would have personally wanted the Xbox One X Scorpio to have a mechanic where you can actually get into the box and modify it, upgrade over time. The way that they marketed and teased about the days of console generation is coming to an end. It's gonna be all about modularity. That's what I want to see. I want to see consoles go to the way of a simplified PC, one where you don't have to do an OS installation, one where you don't have to have, compare all these parts to make sure everything is compatible. If you have an Xbox system, you can open them up and use Xbox certified GPUs to switch in and out, upgrade RAM, maybe you update a board that still fits the same form factor. So long as you didn't get too crazy to it becoming an actual PC, I think you could have done something great. Even if you could have basic upgrades like the GPU, some RAM slots. I don't really want people messing with the CPUs on a gaming motherboard, no. Have that within your 5 to 10 year range. And then once you've done all you can do for that form factor, then you release the next version, the next generation console that then has new modular pieces, but still works with that same, framework of the operating system. So then you don't have to worry about trying to make sure everything is backwards compatible when you just move forward with the same base that is, you build upon, not just scrapping it for the next bit. And same thing for the PlayStation. If your next system, I would like to see y'all go in that direction. Maybe I'm just too PC minded, because I understand the simplicity of having consoles and not having to deal with going into things, debugging things, and making sure you haven't shorted something out. But at the same time, I know it's like a premium or, the market, but I cannot fathom personally paying $500 for the console that we should have got, 2 years ago. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. Special editions, cool, I understand that, but a slim version and then a super powerful version, it just doesn't make sense. To me, at least, I don't know, I'm rambling. But back on the pro side, I got a little bit rambling of the negativity there. Back on what they did good. Something for everybody. The games that they showcased at the Xbox show was phenomenal. You had cutesy things from their indie titles. So you may have people who like Nino Kuni would probably like these types of games. And you got Anthem for, core adventure, play with your friends type of deal. You got your new Forza for race car driving players and whatnot. You literally had something for everybody. You showcase Assassin's Creed on it. You had State of Decay 2. You went from AAA all the way down to indie. You went from your first person shooters all the way down to sports car driving. It just had the most content out of all the other shows. Xbox, and it was weird when I first saw it, because it was the thing I was looking forward to out of the big three the most, and I thought this was nice, but they're gonna get steamrolled by like Sony and Nintendo. No, Microsoft went before Sony and Nintendo, set the bar, and then maintained the bar. In my opinion, at least, in my opinion. Then you got the people like, EA, Ubisoft, Bethesda, Devolver Digital, who all came and showed out. They did their thing. They were all fun. Bethesda was kind of lacking, in my opinion. They showcased Dishonor and Wolfenstein. Those two looked great, but not, not anything special. And then they went on about the whole VR thing. So, look, VR is just not the staple in gaming that people want it to be just yet. I think given 5 to 10 years, we'll probably get there, and I commend Bethesda for pushing forward with trying to, make a spot for VR in gaming, but it's just not it's not the same as like when we got Resident Evil 7 with VR. That was amazing. It wasn't the best, but you got a full-on AAA game that was launched as is, and then a VR version of it that melded well together. It was a good transition, except for the screenshots parts, but that's understandable. It's still early on, it's reasonable. But that's how you do. If they release like Outlast VR, I'm not sure if they do, they have it already, but I'm pretty sure they're probably working on it. Outlast, full on Outlast 1 and 2 with VR all the way through. That's how you do it. You don't just wait and then launch the VR version of an old game and then launch a VR version of a game that isn't that game, but a more refined, confined version of the game. No. If you want to do Doom in VR, do the complete Doom in VR, not some VR Doom, this is a separate game Doom. You can do that too, but also have the actual main Doom game in VR. That's how you do gaming VR, in my opinion. And then Creation Club. I'll probably do a separate video about that altogether, but I am, there's things I like about it and there are things I don't. That's it. I'm worried about it, but that's it. So that's pretty much all of my rambles and quickness and just splurging words at you about E3. I know it's not the most refined video. I apologize. I'm busy with stuff. Matter of fact, I had to fix my machine the other day because there were driver issues because NVIDIA. And so take this with my opinions as a grain of salt. I'm gonna go make some coffee. I highly recommend you read the blog post we posted on the site if you want to get a more or less rambly, you know, thought out thing. I didn't write a script for the video. I'm Zen, coming from Essence of Zen. I'll see you all in the next video. Let me know what you think about these kind of videos. I know it's not fancy, it's not super edited with, you know, special color grading, and I have a harsh light in front of it's actually kind of blinding. But let me know, like, is this cool with you guys for quick, time-sensitive videos, just to get out and, you know, do this? Probably have more thought put into it in terms of like a script of what I'm saying. Because we want to make more content. We want to do about 2 to 3 videos a week, but we'll, you know, we're still, you know, we're still playing with some things. So I've been coming from Essence, like I once said before. I will see you all in the next video, but until then, as always, remember to take care. And let me know what you thought about E3. But like I said, I need my coffee.
March winds and April showers make way for sweet May flowers, and then comes June, sun and you. March winds and April showers, romance will soon be ours, an outdoor paradise for two.
Blah 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 blah.